A very cool song by Taylor Swift called Fearless, one of her early songs, works really well for ukulele as well. And we're going to start off learning that introductory melodic riff, the part in the beginning of the song that sounds like this. Now, before we get going, I'm sure you've got your PDF in front of you, and you need to look at the intro riff tab for the uke, and let's focus a bit more close up with what's happening with our fretting hand. Now, the whole clue, or tip rather, to make this work for you is to find a central position. In other words, while I'm playing, notice my hand doesn't move, so be careful not to do something like this. This is bad, because my hand is zigzagging and jumping up and down and doing all crazy things. Your thumb should be more or less behind your third fret, maybe a little bit to the second fret, but not there. That's bad. Okay. Finger one, clearly number on my hand there, is going to be on fret number 3. You can pre-position it over there so it's already in position. And then your ring finger number 3, which is waving at you, is going to be on the 5 on the third string. So slow motion, a little bit of a pause, and then the 5. So your first phrase of your first bar, and you'll notice my hand does a bit of a sort of a shaky thing there. Now, the correct term for shaky thing is actually vibrato. You don't have to include the vibrato, but if you like the sound of it, all that I'm really doing is just gently pulling the string slightly backwards and forwards, or rather up and down might be a better way to do it. And it sounds pretty sweet. So it's not a must. This is without it. Sounds just as cool. Now, the second bar starts off the same, but it has got a slightly different ending. And there's no pauses in that. And notice the pinky comes into play now. So the pinky is going to play fret number 6. This is your 6th fret over here. All the notes are picked. There's no hammer-ons and pull-offs, anything crazy like that. Slow motion, second bar, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 6, 5. And you'll notice the last 4 notes are all on the second string. Now, what I'd like to do is I want to count to 4, and I want you to play along with me the first 2 bars. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's your first 2 bars. Your third bar, very similar. You can hear it's the same as the first, but it's got an extra 3 added now on the first string. Now, you could also have jumped all the way to fret 8, but then your hand had to move. You see my hand's no longer down there. And the whole exercise for this song, other than playing a really cool Taylor Swift song, is to make sure your hand isn't moving, so it's nice and efficient. You can get to the frets, exercise the pinky. It's not just about learning a cool song, it's about getting your techniques nice and good as well. So your third bar and your fourth bar, the last 2 bars of the top line, sort of lead into each other, and they should sound like this, looking at the last 2 bars now. And there you have it. And I'm going to count to 4 again, and I would like you to play along with me slowly the entire first line of the intro riff. 1, 2, 3, 4. And listen carefully for the timing. Listen to what I'm doing. Make sure you don't go a bit too fast or a little bit too late. Now, onto the second line. Your first and second and third bars are identical, but it finishes off with, so your last 2 notes are different. You can see instead of going 3, 6, 5, 3, it goes 3, 6, 3, 6. So just duplicates the last 2 notes, 3, 6, and then another 3, 6. Make sure you're on the right strings and make sure your pinky's working. I can't stress enough, let the pinky work. If you think about the maths, the pinky is basically 1/4 of your fingers that you're using. So we can't afford to lose the pinky. Okay, first and second lines the whole way through on my count of 4, nice and slow. And listen to the original, listen to the chords in the background. It's a very beautiful song. But notice it's not fast, so it's a nice way to get into picking and to getting your fingers nice and loose. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's your introduction taken care of. Now, if you listen to the song, you'll hear that she brings part of the introduction in at different times of the song, but that I'm not going to point out. That's your homework. Listen to the song. Now, your chords, we can get F. I'm sure you know F. Nice and easy. C, nice and easy as well. G minor is not that common for ukulele, but it starts with finger 1, fret 1, string 1. It's not a difficult chord. Middle finger goes to 2nd fret on the 3rd string, finger 2's there, and the ring finger goes to the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Here's my G minor. And then B flat, for those that know guitar, looks like a guitar's F shape, but for those that don't know the F on guitar, this is going to be a sneaky chord, but a very important chord. And I'm turning the angle of the ukulele because I need us to notice that finger 1, your first finger, is flat across strings 1 and string 2. Your middle finger, number 2, then goes to string 3, 2nd fret, and your ring finger goes all the way to the 4th string, 3rd fret. There's my B flat chord, so that's a very important one. Okay, learn the shapes and get the shapes working, and then we can add on the strumming, which is going to sound a little bit different from the acoustic guitar because the acoustic guitar is deeper. Like I said, we've adapted this for ukulele, but it's still going to sound pretty cool. Let's bring that strumming hand into play. Excuse the alien, I like this ukulele. Okay, rhythm pattern, nice and easy, nice and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Worry about that chord. Sorry about that one there being dropped. Okay, on the rhythm pattern, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. But we're adding a slight hint of an accent on the 2nd and 4th counts, which means your 2 and 4 beats are slightly louder. So this is no accent. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you can hear the rhythm is sort of nice and even. But if I do this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, you can hear that 2 and 4 is a little bit louder, which is nice. It adds definition to the rhythm. So simple. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'm saying those downs loud because that's the count of 2 and 4. So if you want to play with me, F, C, G minor, B flat, and hopefully you don't make the same mistake I made with the G minor there. I was busy reading the chords and trying to think of too many things. I don't like thinking, it's too much work. Okay, let's go. F, 1, 2, 3, 4, and... back to F now. And she actually does stop on the B flat like I stopped there as well. Listen to the original. It's good to listen to the original so you can hear the stops and starts. You can get used to the tempo so you don't play too fast. Now, the good news is, in essence, you've actually covered your introduction and your verse and your rhythm for Fearless by Taylor Swift, which is quite cool because there's not that much of a change. If you look at the chorus, it's the same. F, C, G minor, and B flat again. So in essence now, you've got all the basic tools, all the techniques, the basic chords you need for the song. And that is pretty much what you want to need. When you get to the bridge, there's an E flat add 9, which is quite difficult in ukulele, so I've decided just to turn it into an E flat. So we're not going to go E flat add 9, and it's not E bad 9 as somebody might think. But the E flat we're going to play instead looks like an E, which is finger 1 here, and then fingers 2, 3, and 4 must squeeze into the 4th fret, which I find very, 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 very difficult to do. So I cheat. I play my E like that. But the E flat simply does this. So I've moved one fret back, and that technique is called flattening or lowering the pitch. So E flat, finger 1 fret 1 string 1, fingers 2 and 3 are going to go onto your third and second strings, both in the third fret. And that's basically your E flat chord. And the nice thing with this E flat is you can actually strum all 4 strings, which is quite nice. And your other chord that you don't know yet is G minor 7, which is basically your B flat, which we've learned without the ring finger. That is now G minor 7. That's all we need to know for this song. So if you've got any questions, if you're not sure of the tune or anything like that with the rhythm, please feel free to drop me a WhatsApp. I hope you enjoyed the song. It's a really awesome one, and have a great week. Thank you.